Welcome to Heek Soon Dragon, here be dragons. So today we'll be looking at two UAP videos. Well, actually, we're going to look at one UAP video and one ex-UAP video, as it has since been figured out and is no longer unidentified. Now these are both pretty recent. You can see this was taken on January of this year. So this one has been identified. So let's take a look at it. Now first, what we're looking at is a video of an MQ-9 drone. And we've all seen those, thanks to the little Russian incident. So, we know how big these are, and they aren't that large. They're about the size of a fighter aircraft. So, the camera zoomed in on here, and the frame is focused on this object here. So, if something else moves through, it's going to appear to be moving at a different speed. Now, the object that we're looking at that's going to come through is actually pretty big, and it is actually moving pretty quickly. Maybe 500-600 miles an hour, possibly 400. But here we go. And there it goes. Now, the first thing that they actually bring up about it is this here. As it comes through, it looks like it has a wake to it. Right there, you can see this like little turbulence here. This is actually artifacts due to image compression. And the DoD verified that. So that's actually not there. That's just artifacts from the way that the image is actually compressed to save space. Now, we're looking at a thermal image, so we are not looking at actual visible light. We're looking at heat. And when we're looking at thermal, we tend to see things differently. Okay, we're looking at white's going to be hot, black is going to be cold. So we don't see any actual visible light. Now, when you look at this, you might think maybe it's a quadcopter. Because you see what looks like something here, 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 and here, and then the middle of the object. But what we're actually looking at is an aircraft. Just a commercial aircraft, something like E-737. The nose is over here. Here's the tail. These are the two engines, 1 and 2. And then the wings are like right here. Basically, we're looking at a much further away version of this. Same type of profile, so we're looking up at it, and it's further away. So you can see the white is the two engines. And there it is. So you can kind of see it in this image. But it gets much harder to see as things happen. Now, it also looks like it's moving around. It's moving fast and slow. It's going backwards and forwards. But no, actually the camera is trying to follow it. And it's just not that good. It might even be a human trying to track this thing. So they're getting ahead of it, then they're having to slow down, they're getting behind it. I think they're trying to do auto tracking here. But so zoomed in, you can just see just a bunch of heat here just blowing out, which is just these engines. But every so often, when we stop, we can see here's the tail, here's the aircraft. So we move back, actually see it for just a second. They'll come in like here. Here's the front and nose. Here's the tail right here. And you can kind of see the wings right there. So if we look at it again, you can actually see an aircraft as it moves through. It starts to take shape every so often. Like right there is even maybe a little bit better. Kind of wings here. Here's the nose, here's the tail. Anyways, I want to bring that up just to show how weird things can look when you're looking at objects through thermal. And this even confused the DoD. So when we first see things, you can't just say, oh, it looks like, without really knowing what we're looking at. Now on to the actual UAP, which is out of Iraq. I think it was from maybe a few years ago. Here we go. And let's just play this here real quick. And there it goes. And it looks just like a ball. It looks like a solid metal sphere zipping through. You know, I mean, how can a sphere fly? Well, we don't know that it's a sphere. So, it appears to be moving really fast too. Now, this is taken from a drone, and we don't know the altitudes as it's all blocked out here. The altitude, the speed, everything is blocked out, and they don't want us to know where this is at. But we can look at a few things. It's probably at maybe 10 to 15,000 feet, roughly. That way it's not up into where commercial aircraft operate, so it can't get in the way, but it's not low enough to be seen easily. Also, if we look here, this is zoomed in on this house and on these people here. This is quite a good zoom. The object is going to be above it. It could be at any height above it, to be honest. It could be right just 1,000 feet below the aircraft, or it could be like just above their head, so we can't really tell. But the higher it is, the less time it's going to be in frame, and the quicker it's going to appear to be going. But what we can do is look at these people walking here, because these people are walking. They're kind of walking and stopping and stuff. But we can look at the speed they move, and then look at the speed that this UAP moves, and actually get an idea of how fast this thing's actually moving. So we look at some of the people moving through here. Here comes the object here. So let's pay attention to these people moving next to this object here. Take a look at these people. So it looks like, so there's one step. So they're taking, it looks like each frame, they're taking about a step, and it's moving there. One step, two, one, two. So it's really not moving that fast. It's not moving that quick at all, really. I want to say maybe 30, 40 miles an hour maximum. Maybe. It could be a little bit quicker, a little bit slower, but this isn't going several hundred miles an hour. There's no way, I don't think it's even going 100 miles an hour. Now, we will never know what this is. The DoD already said that they cannot tell what this is, just due to it's such little information, this is all we have. But it looks like a metal sphere. The thing is, we're focused in on this object here. We're not focused on this. And when you're not focused in on something, you get normally just a blob. So this could be a quadcopter, this could be a bird. It's not a bird, but you know, it could be a balloon. It's probably not a balloon. It could even be a lower flying aircraft, though I doubt that. It's probably a drone of some form. We cannot make out the, I mean, here it looks a little bit more elongated. Like this, like maybe it's got white wings and a black body. But, and here it's more of a black mass. We're not focused on this, so we can't tell. It's really just a blurry blob, and that's the most we're going to get out of it. But you can't just look at it automatically and say, oh, this is a flying metal sphere, because we can't tell. It might look like a ball, but that's just because it's blurry. We're not focused on this object. We're focused on the object here. And depending on how close to the aircraft or how far away, this thing could be highly out of focus. You know, we can barely tell that these are actually people. So there's no way to identify what that is. And it really doesn't even look like a sphere. I mean, it looks like light is hitting this and bouncing off. But I don't think that's the case, because as it moves, that doesn't really change at all. I think it's more that there are white. This is multicolor. I think this is black and white. Or metal and something, or, you know, yellow and dark blue, or something along the lines, since we're looking at a black and white image. Anyways, that's all I've got for you. But I just wanted to bring up this here. So, have a great day.